Good morning, students. So, today we are going to start with the third chapter of our textbook, that is Fiber to Fabric. Uh, what is fiber, what is yarn, and the process of knitting and weaving? This is what we had read in class 6, right? Now, in this class, we will be taking our knowledge a step further by studying about various processes by which we obtain wool from silk, wool from sheep, that is wool yielding animal, and how do we obtain the silk fiber from the cocoons. Okay, so first of all, what is fleece? Wool that is obtained from the hair of sheep or yak, that is called uh, fleece. Okay, so basically fleece is the hair of sheep or yak. Sheep and yak, these are wool yielding animals. There are various animals which provide us wool, like we have sheep, we have goat, then we have types of camel which give good variety of wool. We have type of rabbits as well which give us good quality of wool. Okay, if you feel your body on your arms, on your hand, and even on your hair, you have hair, right? So similar to us, animals also have hair on their body. What is the purpose of these hair? They help in keeping their body warm, because these hair do not allow their body heat to escape, right? That is why most of the animals which are found on hilly areas, they have a thick fur coat on their body, so that to protect them from cold weather, right? So, animal fiber is naturally the fiber which is obtained from animals, and these are the natural fibers. In class 6, we had read about natural fibers and synthetic fibers. So, in natural fibers, we told you we can obtain fiber from plants also, and even from animals, like cotton and jute. These are the plant fibers. If we talk about cotton and jute, these are natural fibers, and these are plant fibers. And if we talk about animals, we can also obtain fibers from animals, like we can obtain fibers of wool and silk. These are our natural fibers because they are obtained from natural resources. They have not been created by human beings. So wool is obtained from sheep, from goat, yak, camel, llama and alpaca. They are two breeds of camel which give us good variety of wool. Silk, we know it is obtained from the silkworm. Goat, as you can see in the picture also, that gives you good variety of wool. See, there is a difference in texture of wool. In case of wool yielding animals, we have two types of hair. We have coarse beard hair, and second one is fine soft under hair. Coarse means they are rough, so they have some rough hair on their body which are the outer one, and these fine soft under hair are those which are closer to their skin. Okay, so when we remove the wool from their body, from the body of these animals to make fibers out of them, then we segregate them, separate them according to their quality. Like the coarse wool can be used for making some products, and the fine wool that can be used for making woolen clothes which we use, right? Okay, after that, yak also gives good variety of wool, but it is not found everywhere. We know that it is found in Tibet and in northeast areas. Then animals that yield wool. What are the types of various animals? Several breeds of the sheep found in different parts of our country. They give us good variety of wool. You should remember that what are all animals, the name of the animals, and where specifically they are found, which give good variety of wool. That is mentioned in your book also, that is given on page 25. Okay, so yak wool, the sheep wool that is found in different parts of the country. And however, the fleece of the sheep is not the only source. Means it is not that we are getting wool only from sheep. Wool is available, source of wool, though wool commonly available in the market is the sheep wool. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goat. That is again a very good variety of wool which we get from Angora goat. Okay, so I'll just read out where all the different types of animals are reared so as to provide you wool. Like if we talk about yak wool that is commonly available in Tibet and Ladakh. Then mohair. Mohair is a type of wool which is obtained from Angora goat. We name that type of wool as mohair, and that is very good, very fine quality of wool. And this Angora goat is found in hilly regions of Jammu and Kashmir. Wool is also obtained from goat hair. The under fur of Kashmiri goat is soft and it is woven into fine shawls called pashmina shawls. All of us are aware of pashmina shawls, right? They are famous all throughout the world for their quality. And the under fur of Kashmiri goat means, as I told you, the Kashmiri goat will again have two type of hair: the coarse hair and fine under hair. The fine under hair of Kashmiri goat fine hair, they are used to make a soft wool that is used to make pashmina shawls. Okay, pashmina shawls. So if they ask you where from we obtain pashmina shawls, that is from the fine hair of the Kashmiri goat. Okay, the fur on the body of the camels is also used as wool, that is like llama and alpaca, which are found in South America. They also yield wool. I have picture of alpaca and llama. I'll show you that. This is llama and this is alpaca. So these are the two varieties of camels, two breeds of camel, and which are found in South America, and they yield very good quality of wool. Okay, so you can also do that as an activity to collect pictures of various kind of animals which yield wool, and you can paste that in your scrapbook if you like. Okay, from fibers to wool. From fibers to wool is basically how do we obtain the fiber. Okay, fiber we know that is spun together and that is used to make yarn, and that yarn can be further used to make fabrics, the woolen clothes which we are wearing. Okay, so now we will be studying the step by step process. The silkworm is used to obtain silk fiber, that we will discuss afterwards. First of all, we will discuss that how do we obtain wool. From fiber to wool. For obtaining wool, sheep are reared and the hair is cut and processed into wool. This process is known as rearing and breeding of sheep. Rearing of sheep means, rearing and breeding is basically, you must have seen shepherds taking herds of their sheep for grazing. So basically there is a big lot of sheep that they are rearing, that they are feeding. Why? So that afterwards they can obtain wool from their skin, and that can be used to make woolen fibers. Okay, mostly this process of removing the wool is done in summers, not in winters, because in winters animals need that coat for their protection, because naturally they are not going to wear woolen clothes like we do. Okay, so that coat of hair keeps their body warm. So that is only in summers that we remove the hair from their body by using various shearing instruments, just like you must have seen your father removing his beard. So that is not a process which hurts them. Okay, that is just that if we remove that coat of hair, the new hair will grow on their skin. Okay, so, wool is obtained from the fleece of the sheep, goat, camel, yak, llama, alpaca, and other animals. They have a thick coat of hair on their body because their hair traps air, and air is a poor conductor of heat, so the hair keeps their body warm. This I have already told you, that because the hair which they have on their body, they are porous, that is having air inside, and air is a bad conductor. It does not allow their body heat to escape. Similar thing is with us. When we are wearing woolen clothes, that is also porous, that is having empty spaces in between, so air gets trapped and your body heat doesn't escape out. Okay, because heat always, it tends to flow from high temperature to low temperature, and in winters your body temperature is higher as compared to your surroundings. The most common wool is sheep wool. Yak wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. This we have already done. The wool obtained from Angora goat is soft wool for making shawls, and camel hair is also used as wool. So sheep are reared in many parts of our country. Where do we normally find them? Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Sikkim, Haryana and Punjab. Sheep feed on grass and the leaves. They are also fed. What if we say that rearing of sheep? What do we feed them? We feed them with a mixture of pulses, corn, jawar, oil cakes, and minerals. Oil cakes are basically the material which is left after we take out oil from the seeds. When we extract oil from the seeds, the material which is left, that is used to make oil cakes, and that can be used to feed sheep. Okay, in winter sheep are kept indoors and they are fed on leaves, grains and dry fodder because of extreme weather, and moreover we don't have green grass much outside in winters, so they are kept inside and they are given dry fodder. After that, processing fibers. So the first step, the processing of fibers into wool. We have 6 steps. So the first step is the fleece or the hair of the sheep is removed from the body along with a thin layer of skin by using machines. This process is called shearing. We remove the topmost coat of hair from their body, like you can see here, right? He is using an instrument here. This is the instrument. This is the sheep shearing machine that is quite similar to the electric shavers which we use, right? So that can be used to remove all the extra wool they are removing, right? So that is not harming the animal. They are just removing all the extra wool, and this hair, it grows again on their body, like our hair grow after we have haircut. Our hair grow again, similar to that. The sheared skin and the hair is washed in tanks to remove grease, dust and dirt. This process is called scouring. SCOURING. Scouring क्या है? जो हमने whatever topmost layer of hair we have removed, उसमें कुछ dust particle, कुछ dirt हो सकता है. So to clean that, we soak that in big tanks of soap and we wash it. This process is called scouring. Okay. The hairy skin is sent to the factory where the hairs of different textures are separated. This is called sorting. Sorting, you understand, separating the things out. Now the hair which they have removed, that will be having coarse hair, that will be having fine hair as well. So what do? They segregate, they separate the things so that different kind or different type of hair can be used for making different type of material. Okay. The small fluffy fibers called burrs are separated from the hair and again washed and dried. What are burrs? You must have seen there are small kind of nodules and small hairy structure which appears on your sweaters also when you wear them in winter. So that those you need to remove, right? Those are called burrs. So those burrs are there in the fibers of these animals also, and that we need to clear them, because that we don't need, so we remove that. Okay, the fibers are then dyed in different colors. After removing the burr, you can again wash it, and again it can be dried. After that, what we do, we can dye it in different colors, because we wear woolen clothes of different colors. Why? Because they have dyed wool into different colors. The fibers are then straightened, combed and rolled into yarn, and they are spun and woven into fabric. The long fibers are then separated from the shorter ones. These short fibers can be further woven to form yarn, and that yarn is used to make the fabric. Okay, so this was the entire process, that how do we obtain wool from these animals. That is called processing fibers into wool. Okay, so what were the different parts which we had done? So that was, the first one was shearing, that is removing the wool. Okay, that was the first process. Then we did scouring. Scouring is washing it so as to remove the dirt. Then the third part was sorting. Sorting was according to texture. We separated wool into different types, different categories, right? Then was again the fourth process was clearing the burrs. Clearing of burrs. Burrs are the unwanted particles. They are part of wool only, but they are not required in our fibers, so we remove them. Then the fifth process was dyeing the wool into beautiful different colors. And the sixth process, that was rolling. The long fibers, they are rolled into bundles which are sent to market, used to make sweaters, and the smaller fibers can be spun into yarn that can be used to make woolen clothes. ठीक है, okay, so that would be all for today. Next time we will study that how do we obtain silk fiber from the cocoons of the silkworm. See you then, bye bye.